This week I gold leafed this furniture. You've seen by the thumbnail, it started off white and it turned out like this. So, hello, I'm Emma and this is how I gold leafed my furniture. So I'm not gonna lie, I love gold things, primarily because they make me feel fancy. I love gold edging on books, that's just the fanciest. So I had no experience with gold leaf, but that's never stopped me before. So my first task was to pick up some gold paint. So I donned my mask, I headed over to the craft shop and I picked up a tiny little pot of gold paint. I wanted to make sure that if I made a hash of this, there was a backup plan. So my undercoat was the backup plan. I thought if I couldn't cover the whole thing in gold leaf, at least there would be some gold paint shining through. That was my plan all along, was contingency. Jumped outside ready to start painting and God bless the Scottish summer, I was able to paint at 8 PM at night and it was perfect lighting. You know when you're applying glitter nail polish, you need to add a sponge and kind of dab to get the pigment to really concentrate. That's exactly what I had to do for this gold paint. Now I was very patient at this point. I left the paint to dry overnight and the next day I was ready to gold leaf. Gold leaf is really weird to work with. When you're touching it, it feels like you're not touching it and it sticks to everything. If you so much as breathe in its direction or make any sudden movements, it will spook. Okay, I'm ready to gold leaf. Okay, so my happiness here was premature and about to be crushed. I went into this like a bull in a china shop or a kid with a science project due in the morning, and I thought, let's do it all in a oneer and let's just smoosh down the gold until it sticks. Well, boy was I in for a surprise. Have a listen to my dreams being crushed. So I'm gonna add some critical analysis here. The first time I did it, it looked terrible. There was no gold leaf in any of the cracks. When I was using the brush to stick the gold leaf down, it was just cracking. Spoiler, so it turns out that gold is not stretchy. I kind of continued on regardless at this point, just papier mashing. I didn't really know what to do and I thought maybe when I waited and dusted the gold off, everything would solve itself. It didn't. It was very patchy and I was not happy. So I decided to finish up and then ignore it for a few days because I was trying to figure out what to do. And I eventually came back to it. I decided to smooth everything out and I started again. So I do have some tea to spill regarding the glue situation. I think that was my downfall during attempt number 1. I think the glue was too dry, so you can see how easily half of the gold leaf is just dusting off. So I also was having absolutely no luck with using the brushes. As soon as I used a brush to try and press it down, it would just split. It was a really bad decision. I didn't have any of the professional brushes and turns out blush brushes don't work for gold leaf, and I took the executive decision to scrap the tools, work with what I know best, my hands. This time I decided to go slow and steady and go section by section so nothing had to overlap. So the tutorials I was watching did say to leave the glue like 20 minutes until it dried and it was tacky, but evidently that did not work for me. So attempt number 2, here I went for an even layer of glue and I left it just about a minute or so. And I put the gold leaf onto the wet glue. I'm sure all of the professional gilders would be repulsed by my tool-free wet glue technique, but I think it looks great and you can see the shine on the covered sections. So I just gently smoothed the gold leaf down with my fingers and for some of the finer details with my paintbrush, just to help press everything down nicely. And if there was a little bit too much glue, it would split just with the glue spurting out, but overall I think it looks incredibly shiny. Finally, I found my rhythm with this. Just compare the shine on the gold leaf sections and the bits that aren't touched yet. And this is exactly the finish that I was looking for to upgrade from the kind of gold colour dim paint to the shiny bright gold leaf. So when I was watching gold leaf tutorials on the YouTubes, I got particularly excited by the burnishing clips. So I think that was basically just when they polish it by pressing down all the creases. And my inner magpie was activated. I loved watching it, it was pure therapy. I am one of the people in restaurants who will take the after dinner mint foils and smooth them out while I plot to end the world. So I had a lot of experience that I feel like was very useful here. I think I knew the secret, which was to iron out all the creases. So to be able to iron out all the creases, I used the smooth end of my paintbrushes because I didn't want to buy their $100 tool that would take 10 weeks to ship over to me. I'm ready to polish. It's not as sunny as some of the other shots that I've gotten, but I can't wait, so let's go. Also, I feel the death stares from anyone who knows anything about burnishing or gold leaf. Yes, my technique is rough and ready, but I got the job done. She is looking radiant. It's so shiny. I'm not sure how much the polishing actually did, apart from on kind of these round sections. I don't think this bit really polished out too well. I don't know why, but it's still beautiful and gold and shiny. The only thing left to do is spray on a top coat. So I think I'm gonna wipe down all the extra gold pieces and then take it outside and give it a final spray to seal it in. It's so shiny. Yeah, there is gold everywhere. So the last thing to do was to add a top coat. I headed back out to the DIY store because I hadn't thought this through. Needed a few sprays, but I had to buy the big one because the DIY stores don't accommodate for small crafts. I think it looks gorgeous. It's very shiny. It was actually making my eyes water when I was outside in the sun with it. I love it. I think it adds dimension. I think it adds a little bit of zhuzh, a little bit of fanciness. I'm very happy with how this turned out. If anyone is watching and wanted to actually know how to gold leaf, definitely don't glue the whole thing and slap it on like papier mache with a brush. Don't do that. It definitely isn't as professional as some of the proper gilding videos that I've seen online. However, I think for my first gold leafing project, I'm very proud. It is gold and it's shiny. So this was so fun. I loved having a project. I had a great time. Thanks for following me along this crafty journey. I feel like I focus best in life when I have a project to really jump into. So if you want to see me on more crafty adventures, feel free to stick around and subscribe. I also do lifestyle videos. I'm a PhD student living in Scotland, so if that's something you're interested in, then feel free to subscribe. But anyway, stay safe, wear a mask, live your best life, keep being crafty, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!